Kodak collapsed. Minolta is gone. Olympus sold its camera division in 2021 after 84 years. Most camera brands that promised to last a lifetime did not. 3 tests applied to every brand: documented build quality, stable in-house manufacturing, and a service infrastructure that proves long-term confidence. Only 8 brands passed. This is the list. In 8th place, Rico and Pentax stand out for maintaining in-house assembly at the Ebina facility in Japan, even after Rico's 2011 acquisition. The K1 Mark II provides tangible evidence of this commitment: a magnesium alloy body, 100 weather seals, and field testing down to -10 degrees Celsius. These are not just marketing claims. The IF Design Award 2025 citation for the Pentax 17 confirms Japanese final assembly is still active. On the service front, Rico publishes a repair parts catalog that guarantees availability for at least 15 years, covering everything from shutter units to circuit boards. That level of transparency is rare. Still, the lens lineup remains limited, and autofocus performance lags behind the industry's best. Rico and Pentax meet every standard for long-term trust, but buyers must accept a smaller ecosystem and a slower innovation pace. Number 7. PhaseOne brings a level of documented assurance that few camera makers can match. Each IQ4 150-megapixel back leaves the Copenhagen facility with a calibration certificate tied to its serial number, an ISO 17025 style document showing measured quantum efficiency, pixel response, and noise floor for that specific sensor. This is not a generic factory check. It is a permanent, traceable lab record that follows the unit for life. The warranty terms are equally explicit. For 3 years after purchase, any sensor failure triggers a full replacement, not just a repair, and the replacement unit itself arrives with its own calibration report. The sensor at the heart of the IQ4 measures 53.4 by 40 millimeters, offering a medium format footprint that is unique to PhaseOne. These guarantees come at a cost. An IQ4 system can exceed the price of a new car. The brand's ecosystem remains narrow, focused on commercial and fine art professionals. For those who demand proof not promises, PhaseOne sets the standard, but the price of entry is steep. Number 6. Sigma stands apart as the only major lens maker still operating a single vertically integrated factory in Aizu, Fukushima Prefecture, where every lens and camera body has been built since 1961. The scale is industrial, not boutique. Aizu produces around 80,000 lenses and 2,000 cameras each month, yet no step is handed off to outside contractors. Magnesium alloy machining, glass grinding, assembly, and painting all happen under one roof, with a level of process control that few rivals attempt. What really sets Sigma's quality control apart is its 7-stage inspection protocol, culminating in a modulation transfer function test, known as MTF, on every single lens. Each unit leaves the factory with an MTF printout, offering concrete proof of optical performance, not a random sample, but the actual numbers for that specific lens. This approach bridges the gap between calibration certificates and mass-market production, making optical quality control a routine, not a privilege. On the support side, Sigma's Ronkonkoma, New York Service Center reports average repair turnarounds of 10 to 15 business days, a statistic published in customer-facing service logs. Still, there are limits. Sigma's autofocus performance, especially when using adapters on third-party bodies, trails behind native mount systems, and the company's repair network outside the United States is less extensive. The evidence supports Sigma's claim to long-term reliability, but buyers should weigh the autofocus and ecosystem trade-offs before calling it a lifetime investment. Number 5. Fujifilm's claim to long-term trust rests on a foundation that bridges analog mastery and digital stewardship. The company's color science division traces its roots to 1934, with a continuous line of engineers responsible for both classic film emulsions and today's digital profiles. This lineage is more than heritage branding. Fujifilm's proprietary X-Trans sensor, with its randomized color filter array, is a patented design fabricated solely for its own cameras. The X-Trans architecture reduces moire without a low-pass filter, but it also means RAW files require specialized demosayasing, which can complicate third-party workflows. Where Fujifilm sets itself apart is in software longevity. Major XT series bodies have received substantial firmware updates for more than 6 years after launch, adding autofocus improvements and even new film simulations. Official changelogs document this cadence, showing a rare commitment to post-sale support. Still, buyers should be aware that not all models receive equal attention, and the unique RAW pipeline can limit cross-platform compatibility. Fujifilm's evidence is clear. Color science and firmware support are as central as hardware, but the system's quirks demand informed investment. Number 4. Leica represents the rare case where artisanal hand assembly is not just a marketing phrase, but a verifiable daily practice. Every M-series body is still built in Wetzlar, Germany, where the brass top plate of the M11 spends up to 45 minutes on a CNC machine before final hand finishing. This is not a boutique sideshow. Wetzlar has remained Leica's production center for rangefinder cameras since 1954. The real test of continuity is the M-mount itself. Introduced 7 decades ago, the mount remains unchanged, making it possible to use a 1950s Summicron lens on a 2025 M11 with no adapter and full mechanical function. That kind of backward compatibility is almost extinct in modern electronics. On the service side, Leica publishes a 6 to 8 week factory service turnaround for complete mechanical overhauls, with parts sourced directly from the Wetzlar plant. The caveat is clear: there is no autofocus, and prices are among the highest in the industry. For those who value mechanical permanence and a service infrastructure that matches the brand's claims, Leica's evidence is on the table, but the cost of entry and the manual focus-only system remain real barriers. Number 3. Hasselblad's evidence for long-term trust starts with lab-verified sensor performance. The X2D100C, built around a 100-megapixel back-illuminated CMOS sensor, delivers a measured dynamic range of nearly 15 stops, one of the highest ever recorded in independent testing. This is not just a marketing claim. Published dynamic range charts from third-party labs confirm the X2D's ability to preserve highlight and shadow detail far beyond most full-frame competitors. Hasselblad's approach to quality assurance is equally concrete. Each camera body is paired with a 100-point inspection checklist, and the results are logged to the camera's serial number. The inspection sheet is included with delivery, creating a permanent, verifiable record of manufacturing standards for every unit that leaves the Gothenburg facility. On the service front, Hasselblad's support policy is explicit. Parts and repairs are guaranteed for at least 10 years after a model is discontinued. That level of commitment stands out in an industry where service windows are shrinking. The caveat is clear. Hasselblad's video features lag behind rivals, and the system's cost remains prohibitive for most buyers. Still, the combination of proven sensor excellence, serial tracked inspection, and a decade-long support promise sets a high bar for what buy it for life should mean. Number 2. Nikon stands out for vertical integration that few camera makers can match. At the heart of Nikon's claim is its sensor fabrication line in Kumamoto, Japan, one of only 2 camera manufacturers worldwide that still produce critical sensors in-house. This is not a legacy operation. The Kumamoto plant continues to develop and manufacture select CMOS sensors, providing Nikon with direct control over image quality and long-term parts supply. The company's F-mount, introduced in 1959, remained compatible for 65 years, supporting generations of photographers and a vast lens ecosystem. The Z9 flagship builds on this tradition with a carbon fiber reinforced magnesium chassis, 493 phase detect autofocus points, and a construction designed for professional abuse. Nikon's global service footprint is extensive, with authorized centers in North America, Europe, and Asia, each offering a 1-year warranty on repairs, an explicit post-service guarantee that sets a clear benchmark for after-sale support. The caveat is real. While Nikon fabricates some sensors in-house, others, especially in recent flagships, are sourced from Sony, making the vertical integration claim less absolute than it first appears. The early Z-mount lens lineup was also thin, though gaps have narrowed in recent years. Nikon's position reflects a near-perfect composite of documented build quality, manufacturing stability, and global service, edged out only by one rival's even faster repair commitments. And finally, in first place, Canon stands as the only camera brand that meets every buy-it-for-life standard with evidence at scale. Canon's manufacturing footprint spans 8 Japanese facilities, covering everything from sensor wafer production to lens grinding and final assembly. This network is not just for show. Canon's annual reports confirm over 100 million EOS bodies produced since 1987, a volume no rival approaches. The R5 Mark II, for example, features a 45-megapixel, back-illuminated CMOS sensor and in-body stabilization rated for up to 8 stops, both developed and built in Canon's own factories. But what truly sets Canon apart is its service infrastructure. The Canon Professional Services Program, known as CPS, guarantees a 3-business-day repair turnaround for eligible members, and a loaner body is shipped if the deadline is missed. That is not a vague promise. CPS handbooks detail the terms, and field reports from working professionals confirm that loaners and repairs routinely arrive within the stated window. CPS coverage can be extended to 3 years for pro-tier members, and the network operates in 23 countries, making support accessible on a global scale. No other brand combines this level of vertical integration, production volume, and documented loaner-backed service guarantee. The caveat is clear. Canon's RF mount is closed to third-party autofocus lens makers, limiting ecosystem flexibility for some users. Still, for buyers who demand verifiable proof across build, manufacturing, and service, not just a legacy reputation, Canon delivers the most complete, transparent package in the industry. Across all 8 brands, one pattern stands out. Real trust demands more than tough hardware. Only companies proving stable manufacturing and verifiable long-term service still earn it. In an industry built on nostalgia, evidence is the new gold standard. The age of unproven reputation is over. Proof is what lasts.